Привет, дорогой друг! Добро пожаловать на курс «Русский для начинающих». Hello, my dear friend. Welcome to the Russian for Beginners course. Let's start by reviewing the previous lesson. And let's try a new format. I will read the words in Russian, and you try to remember their meaning. I will say the correct version in a few seconds. Ready? Let's try. Приветствие. Greetings. Привет. Hello, informal version. Здравствуйте. Hello, formal version. Я Мария. I'm Maria. Of course, my name is here as an example. If your name is Colin, then you'll say that я Colin. Colin, я Colin, я Colin. This is what happens when Russian and English articulations meet in your head, and you start to get confused about which language you speak and which articulation to use. It's mixed. Okay, let's continue. Меня зовут. My name is, and don't forget to add your name here. Очень приятно. Nice to meet you. Приятно познакомиться. Other way to say nice to meet you. Как ты? How are you? Как дела? How are things going? Хорошо, спасибо. Good, thank you. У меня все хорошо. Everything is fine with me, or everything is fine with my life. Доброе утро. Good morning. Добрый день. Good afternoon. Добрый вечер. Good evening. Доброй ночи. Good night. Спокойной ночи. Good night. Прощание. Farewell. Пока. Informal way to say bye. До свидания. Formal way to say bye. And the last one. До встречи. See you. Excellent. In this lesson, we will review the topic of manners. And the first word is пожалуйста. Please. Пожалуйста. Пожалуйста. Please note that the letter y is not pronounced. Пожалуйста. Not пожалуйста, but пожалуйста. Please. Пожалуйста. Next word. Спасибо. Thank you. Or большое спасибо. This phrase means thank you very much. Большое means big. Спасибо, thanks. So literally, this phrase can be translated as big thanks. Большое спасибо. Спасибо, it's a noun. And большое, it's an adjective. The noun спасибо ends with the letter O. It means that it's neuter, and our adjective is declined in accordance with the gender of our noun. Большое, большое, большое спасибо. Big thanks. Thank you very much. You're welcome in Russian is пожалуйста. Пожалуйста. So, итак, the word пожалуйста is used both to ask for something and then it has the meaning please. For example, can you give me an apple, пожалуйста? Can you give me an apple, please? And in the case when you are thanked for something and you want to reply, you're welcome. Пожалуйста. And we are moving on. In Russia, apologizing, we use 3 words. And this is the first of them. Sorry in Russian is простите. простите. This word can be used in both formal and informal communication. In formal communication, we say простите. For example, if you apologize to a stranger, or to a leader, or to a teacher, or to a person who is older than you. If you want to apologize to your friend or sister, someone close to you, use the short version. Прости. Прости. It's more casual. The second word is извините. Извините. As well as with the previous word, it can be used both in formal and in informal communication. Just in formal communication, we fully pronounce this word, and in informal, just like in the previous word, a short version. Извини. Извини. And the last option is the phrase прошу прощения. Прошу прощения. I'm asking for your forgiveness. Прошу. Ask. Прощение. Forgiveness. Прошу прощения. This is a very beautiful phrase, characteristic of intelligent and educated people, so I advise you to remember it. This phrase is rarely used in everyday life. Rather, this option is suitable for formal communication. For example, if you are late for a meeting, or if you are late for an interview. All three words can be used in very different situations. Only intonation changes. Let's try to work with intonation. For example, you want to attract the attention of a cashier or a waiter. Just remember how you say it in English. Excuse me. Простите. Извините. Прошу прощения. So it's the same. The only thing, I use the full form of words, since most likely you will not know the cashier or the waiter, and when talking with a stranger, the formal version is used. Let's hear what intonation we will use if we bump into someone. First of all, let's imagine how we would say it in English. Sorry. And in Russian, прости, or простите. Извини, or извините. Прошу прощения. Okay, the next case is when we interrupt someone. We usually sound like we are going to say something else after our apology. For example, sorry. Sorry, I would like to comment on this. In Russian, the intonation is the same. Простите, or прости. Извините, or извини. And the last one, прошу прощения. Also, let's consider the option when something really unpleasant happened and you really want to apologize. This should sound solid and serious. In English, it probably would sound I'm sorry. In Russian, простите. Прости. Извините. Извини. Прошу прощения. Let's try to practice our intonation depending on the situation. The first situation. Imagine that you are walking in a store and accidentally nudge someone as you pass by. What will you say? Since you will be talking to a stranger with whom you are not close, most likely you will use the following options. You can say «Простите», «Прошу прощения» or «Извините». Okay, next situation. Imagine that you are in a store and need the clerk's help to find something. To get their attention, you say, please, пожалуйста, pay attention to intonation. Okay, let's check it. Простите. Прошу прощения. Извините. Did you complete this task? If yes, then it's great. If not, then you can always rewind and try again. The next case is the most tragic of all that are presented in these exercises. The heart just squeezes from pain because of such a situation. But it's life, it happens, and we are strong, we will cope with it. Imagine that you are walking in your house and accidentally step on your dog's tail. What will you say, human being? I would say прости, извини, or прости, пожалуйста, извини, пожалуйста. As you remember, пожалуйста means please. Okay, let's have a look at the next case. Imagine that you are having a conversation with someone and you want to interject. You say простите, извините, прошу прощения. There were options in case of formal communication. For example, if you want to delicately interrupt your teacher. If you want to interrupt someone with whom you have informal communication, use short versions of the first two words. Прости, извини. Good. Now let's remember a few nouns that we will use in our exercises. And the first one is кофе. Кофе, which means coffee. Next word. Вода. Вода. Water. Вода. And the last one. Пиво. Beer. Now let's learn a phrase that you can use if you need something and you want to ask someone to bring it to you. The first phrase can be used both in formal and informal communication. The second is more likely only in informal, since it's less polite and more likely to call for action. Не могли бы вы принести мне something? Не могли бы вы принести мне? Не могли бы вы принести мне? Could you bring me? And the second one? Можешь принести мне something? Можешь принести мне? Можешь принести мне? So we have two phrases. Не могли бы вы принести мне? And можешь принести мне? And one more new phrase. Да, конечно. Да, конечно. Да. Yes. Конечно. Of course. Да, конечно. It's pretty logical that we use it when we agree with someone. Okay, let's do two exercises. First exercise. Упражнение. Try to translate this sentence. Take your time, write it down, and then we will check it out. Okay, ready? Let's check it. Could you bring me some coffee? Не могли бы вы принести мне кофе? Не могли бы вы принести мне кофе? Second exercise. Imagine that your friend is asking you to bring him a beer. Can you bring me a beer? What will you say? Let's assume you're a good friend and don't mind helping your friend. You have enough free time to provide him with this service and you'll be only happy to do this. Okay, let's see my version. Can you bring me a beer? Да, конечно. Yes, of course. Also, let's add one new phrase that you can use if you need something specific and you want to know if a person has it. Informal way of the question "Do you have something?" in Russian is "У тебя есть?" У тебя есть? У тебя есть? У тебя. At you. Есть. There is. But it can be translated as "Do you have?" And the formal way of the same question is "У вас есть?" У вас есть? У вас есть? The formal version can be used in communication with strangers or with those who are higher in rank than you. This question is also suitable if you are interested in the availability of any product or service in a cafe, restaurant, any organization. So this is a very useful phrase. Okay, time to consolidate what you have learned. Here you see part of the dialogue, and your task is to fill in the gaps by adding the phrases that we have just repeated. Let's assume that you have this dialogue with the waiter in a restaurant. As usual, I will show my version in a few seconds. So press pause to take your time to do this exercise. Ready? Let's take a look. Простите. Или прошу прощения. Или извините. Да. У вас есть вода? Или у вас есть кофе? Или у вас есть пиво? Да, конечно. Не могли бы вы принести мне кофе? Не могли бы вы принести мне воду? Не могли бы вы принести мне пиво? Конечно. Спасибо. Пожалуйста. Excellent. I would be very interested to see your version. And the last slide for today. Repetition. Повторение. Пожалуйста. Please. Спасибо. Thank you. Большое спасибо. Thank you very much. Пожалуйста. You're welcome. Простите. Formal way to say sorry. Прости. Informal way to say sorry. Извините. Formal way to say sorry. Извини. Informal way to say sorry. Actually, as you remember, all three words простите, прости, извините, извини, прошу прощения can be used in all cases. So they can mean sorry, excuse me, and pardon at the same time. So everything depends on your intonation. Кофе. Coffee. Вода. Water. Пиво. Beer. Не могли бы вы принести мне? Could you bring me? Можешь принести мне? Can you bring me? Да, конечно. Yes, of course. У вас есть? Do you have? And that's all for today. Thank you for this lesson. See you at the next one. Have a nice day. До встречи на следующем занятии. Хорошего тебе дня. Пока-пока.